13 years ago, I shot my first wedding with a kit lens. No clue what I was doing, and absolutely no clue it would change my life. Since then, I've gone from a clueless bloke with a camera to somebody who shoots multiple weddings every year. In this video, I'll share how I got here, the gear I now rely on, and what I wish I knew when I was starting up. If you're thinking about getting into wedding photography, or wondering if you actually can, then this video is the one for you. I've been shooting weddings since 2012, but let me be clear from the very start, I am 100% self-taught. No photography school, no formal training, no degrees, just learning by trial and error, and believe me, there were a fair few errors right at the start, but everything I've learned has got me to where I am today. And yes, you better believe I watched a ton of YouTube videos, just like this one. My journey started with something really simple. My daughter had just been born in around 2012, and I bought an old second-hand, I think, Nikon D3200 and a kit lens to be able to take some better pictures of her growing up. I knew absolutely nothing about photography at the time. I just knew that a DSLR must be able to take better pictures than my iPhone, which I think at the time was probably an iPhone 5 at the very most, might even have still been an iPhone 4. And that's the thing about photography. It always starts with something personal, a need to hold on to something, preserve something, and to capture a moment in time. So I started posting pictures of Lily on Facebook. It wasn't long before friends and family members started asking me how much I would charge to take photographs of their family. To be honest, I was stunned. I'd never even thought of photography as a business at that point. I think I charged around £20 for my first few family shoots. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Should I do it for free? Should I charge them more? All I know is I was doing something I was really enjoying, and I was being paid for it, albeit a very small amount to start with. Most weekends I was shooting families in parks, in homes, in harsh lighting, in bad lighting, all typical beginner mistakes. But I wouldn't change it for the world, because this taught me everything I needed to know going forward. And honestly, that time was invaluable. It gave me confidence, it gave me momentum, and it gave me a foundation to take things further. So my first wedding job was a total accident. My uncle called me the night before his wedding, and I still remember his words to this day. "You've got a camera, right? My photographer's just rang me for tomorrow. He's broken his leg and can't photograph the wedding. I'll pay you all the money I paid him if you can do it for me." I was at the pub when he called me, so I'd obviously had a couple of drinks. I was feeling a little bit brave, and I say, "Yeah, no problem, I can do that for you. I'll see you tomorrow. What time do you want me there?" So the next morning I woke up and I remember thinking, what have I just agreed to? What have I done here? And completely terrified, I packed my little Nikon D3200 into my bag. I don't even think it was a camera bag at that point. Packed it into my bag with my little 50mm 1.8 that I had recently bought and a cheap unbranded flash that I got off eBay, and made my way to the church. I remember getting to the church that day and thinking, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I think at that point I'd probably only been to about maybe 2 or 3 weddings in my life as a guest. I didn't really know what was involved with a wedding. I didn't know what was going to come next, had come before. I just remember going there with one plan, and that was to take as many photos as I could and hope that some of them turned out okay. As the day unfolded though, and I calmed down from the initial nerves, I remember absolutely loving it. I loved the pressure, and most importantly afterwards, the couple loved the photos. And then back in those days, Facebook did its thing again. I posted some images on there, and the couple posted some images on there. It was shared a few times, and literally within a week, I'd booked myself another further 2 weddings. Looking back though, I got lucky, and I mean really lucky. I had no gear failures, I had no lost images, I had no problems at all really, considering the little amount of kit that I took to that wedding. But I definitely wouldn't take that chance again. Now every wedding I shoot, I have multiple camera bodies, multiple lenses, lots of batteries, memory cards upon memory cards, and I make sure now that any camera I use has 2 SD card slots so I can write files to both and have an on-site backup just in case of any issues. Because when it comes to weddings, you don't get a second chance. Things will go wrong, and when they do, your gear and your setup can be the difference between delivering and disaster. When I was starting out, YouTube was literally my classroom. From learning manual mode to understanding light, watching editing tutorials, and absolutely obsessing over gear reviews. It was all there. Creators like Jared Polin, shout out to Frono's Photo, saved me on multiple occasions. He helped me get my head around things like the exposure triangle, colour correction, and most importantly, camera settings. And I genuinely do think that I wouldn't actually be where I am now if it wasn't for some of his content. I spent literally hours watching what's in my bag videos, peeking behind the scenes at other photographers' wedding days, seeing what they do and what I could add to my game, commenting on videos, asking questions. Sometimes I got the answers I was looking for, but sometimes I didn't. But now I want to try and be that person for somebody else. Even if it's just one photographer out there, just starting out, trying to figure everything out, then this channel is for you. So what is this channel actually going to be about? First things first, gear reviews. The gear that I've used, the gear that I love, the gear that I don't love so much. I'd like to be able to help you make informed decisions about what you need to add to your kit bag and what you don't. Behind the scenes content from real weddings, how I shoot, what I focus on, and how I manage wedding timelines, which can be tricky at the best of times. The other thing is tips that I wish I knew when I was starting out, like how to work with light, how to direct people, and how to keep calm under pressure. And believe me, a wedding day can be a very pressured situation. Also, because I love them so much, I'll be giving you some full breakdowns of my camera bag, the gear I carry, and how I use it in my weddings. And maybe, if you're up for it, I'll give you a few updates on my YouTube journey as well. So that's how I went from clueless to confident over 13 years in the wedding photography industry. From dodgy first shoots, to first weddings, to the gear I trust, and a business that I love. If you find this video helpful or inspiring, please consider hitting the like button, because it really does help push this out to other aspiring photographers who may just be starting out and need a little bit of guidance on their way. And if you're getting into weddings or into photography in general, consider subscribing to the channel. I've got loads of videos coming up, including gear breakdowns, shooting tips, and real behind the scenes from actual weddings. Also, why not drop me a comment if you are just getting started in the wedding industry, or if you're a seasoned pro. I'd love to hear your story about how you got to where you are, or how your journey is just starting out and how it's going for you. Thanks so much for watching my first YouTube video. Hopefully they will get a little bit better as I move on and I get a little bit more comfortable sitting in front of a camera, because this really is strange to me. I'm used to being the other side of the camera, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.